Now then, people, good evening, or about to dip into evening, late afternoon, evening. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I'm doing my best Joe impression with my spectacles on today. I mean business. Big up to everyone coming over from the 12th man. If you don't stick around, please show some love, smash a like and subscribe to this channel. And of course, to Joe's channel as well, which is the Leeds United View. Leeds View? Leeds View.
Leeds View.
Yeah, Leeds View. Yeah, Leeds View. Lever Sandals says seeing double. I know, right? That's what I did it. I did it to confuse you. Yeah, I did it to confuse you.
All the tattoos that put them off, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the act. It's the axe. No, I won't do an accent.
Don't do that again. We've talked about this.
I won't do it. Big up to Malcolm Carragher as well. Why do you look so different, Joe? I do not know. Listen, we're here to talk about West Ham tomorrow night, but we're also here to talk about Leeds' profligacy in front of goal, or maybe even their issues at the back, right? We'll probably come in from two different angles. What was quite alarming for me today was the graphic that was put out by The Athletic, which I am going to share on the screen just to have a conversation about it. Probably better to just open up the article, actually, which I'll do. Vanilla Coffee says, is it quiz night? Yeah, we'll ask you some. I did, mate. I do like the word profligacy. If I'm honest,
just use big words, don't you, Joe? Just use big words.
Yeah. I come for those who use big words. If you can't beat them, join them, as they say. Le Connard. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to share with you now a graphic, and this is something I've been talking about. For me, how it's more so on the players for Leeds' lack of points at this minute, more so than the manager. That's just my opinion, and me and Joe will obviously get into that. But I do just want to bring up this graphic. Now, this graphic obviously shows you big chance conversion and how many of them chances you have converted and how many points you've got, for example. So if we look at the top of the tree, Wolves have only created 5 big chances, but have converted 80% of that. Okay, what's actually quite frustrating for me, Wolves and Burnley, who are both below us in the table, have created less big chances than us. Okay, 8 for Burnley, 5. So together, that gives us 13, right? Leeds United, unfortunately, sit bottom of the tree, as you can see from this, right? 17 big chances created with a conversion rate of just 17%. We're 3% worse off than our closest rival, and that's West Ham. The frustrating thing is, for me, is that actually when you look at it, West Ham and Forest were above. Newcastle were on the same amount of points, of a point less. Sorry, should I say? And even at the top, like I said, Wolves and Burnley, who are below us in the table, their big chances, 8 and 5, don't even amass to what we've got. So for me, the big key takeaway from this is that Leeds United just need to start finding the back of the net. I think the manager's doing everything required to get us into the right areas. He can't get on the pitch and convert them chances himself. And before, Joe, you obviously bring up the points about defence and stuff that we've discussed off air.
Yeah, we just love his attack for now. It's okay.
You know, it's not great. And to be honest, Louis, you say 17 isn't a lot. Well, if I look at the teams around us, it's more than West Ham, it's more than Forest, it's more than Toon, it's more than Villa, it's more than Everton, it's more than Sunderland, it's more than Fulham, it's more than Tottenham, it's more than half the league. So let's not do
big
madness and say, actually, it's not that many. It is a lot. It's more than half the fucking league. So, Farke, Joe, talk to me. Imagine.
Well, I would say that this isn't just chances. This is big chances.
Big chances, exactly.
So I mean, it doesn't really matter what the percentage is. They're big chances that you should be scoring. They're seen as a high XG. They're seen as convertible chances. I would argue, though, in the Burnley game, the 4 shots, out of all the shots we've managed to have, I mean, one of the issues I've got with Daniel Farke at the moment is he's cherry picking his conversation topics. Like he's talking about, well, we create a lot of chances. Like 4 of them were on target and they were easy saves for the goalkeeper. So they're not clear cut for me. They're not. We didn't cut them open and, miss one-on-ones. No, we did. We did against Spurs and we did against Wolves, and we have done this season.
But the Aronson one was. The Aronson, for me, was a big chance.
He should have scored, 100%. Yeah, massive.
Even Bogle as well, Joe. Bogle as well.
He has put them away. But at least with Bogle, can argue he's a defender. It's a very tight angle.
Yes, it is tight angle.
There's factors to that one, but this isn't a new topic though, Joe, and that's the interesting. I don't have the statistics in front of me. We've had this conversation. Daniel Farke has had this conversation last year and the year before with different players, where he said we're not converting the chances we're getting. We're making life more difficult for ourselves. So this is a different team, and last year was a different team to the year before that team as well, and different players in attacking areas. But the same problems keep coming in. I think part of my issue with how Leeds attack games is they attack games too slowly. They approach the penalty area at a pedestrian pace. When they do pick up the tempo in and around the 18-yard line, they create chances like Bogle, they create chances like Aronson. They're the ones that you're looking for in these games. But Leeds are too predictable when they get around the edge of the box. I think I've said it this week on my own pod that if you look at how Leeds build up from the back, the keeper will catch it. He'll roll it out to Rodon. Rodon will give it to Bogle. He'll give it to Ampadu. It'll go back to Rodon. Then it goes to Stroke. Then it goes to the far side to Gabby. Then it comes back infield to Ampadu again. By the time you've done that, the entire Burnley defence or anyone who you're playing against, they've set up now. They've dropped into their low block. They've got themselves set. It's way too slow. If you want to catch teams, you need to catch them with their space. To do that, you've got to attack quicker than that. So it has to go to Bogle and you've got to get down the line quickly. You can't be tippy and walk and pace around the back line. They do. It's a bit too slow. It's a bit too pedestrian at times for me. But again, I said this season already a couple of times. When we do pick it up, we do look like a really decent side. And I do think these players are better than they're delivering at times. But I do think if you look at different players, different system, same issues that we've had at the points this time last year and the year before when we were talking about not scoring enough goals. It's a completely different. The only factor that's the same is the management and the management style and how he approaches the games. And I think Daniel Farke has done enough good things this season. I've praised him when he's done things right this year. I've been critical when he hasn't. We talked about this yesterday. I think there's a scale with a manager. I don't think he's the best in the world, sack him. I think there's a ton of ground in between that where you're like, he needs
in 2025. This isn't a thing, Joe.
I know, yeah. Well, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the scale. So for me, he needs to be a bit more flexible in what he's got. And we talked this week about changing to a 3-5-2, and there's arguments to changing your system and not changing your system. But I think at times you've got to either you play the players to the style you want to play, or you pick the players to pick your style. Farke hasn't got the players out wide to play the style he wants right now. But what he does have is an abundance of centre-backs and an abundance of strikers. And if he goes to a 3-5-2, most of them have already played that. Rodon and Bial already played that system. Gabby Goodmunson knows it. Bogle's an attack-minded fullback. The three centre midfielders essentially stay exactly the same, so no retraining there. And you might actually get Joel Pirro up with DCL to actually have the big man, little man partnership, which is where Pirro's at his best. So
can I come back to you with that? Because 3-5-2 is the new thing at the minute, and it's not just yourself. Everybody's saying to say, right? Yeah, everybody's saying it, and that's fine. Maybe it could work, right? What I do, and again, I'll come back to that piece by The Athletic and what they found, right? Ranking bottom in big chances conversion rate, right? After converting just 3 of 17 of them opportunities, okay? Yes, so only 3 of them big chances have been converted, which is alarming, massively alarming. 14 big chances missed, yeah? 11 of those opportunities have come in the last 3 matches. So that shows that Leeds United are creating more and getting better. So 11. So prior to that, we created next to nothing, and we were talking about our issues in front of goal. We're not creating chances. That's improved. So the manager's worked on that. We've seen a marked improvement, right? Because that means of them 11 big chances, the other 6 came in the first 5 games. That's an even worse worry that we only created 6 big chances in the first 5 games. So now we've created 11 in the last 3 matches against Bournemouth, who were flying, against Spurs and Burnley. Now, we've only just converted 1 of them 11 chances in them last 3, and that was Noah Okafor against Spurs.
Who wasn't available for Burnley.
Wasn't available for Burnley. We've got Aronson
there as well, Harrison. The last 3 games, that side hasn't changed. Outside of the one change which was forced upon him, which is Harrison for Okafor.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes back to the manager again of being, but you keep picking these players and you've got depth. This is your squad. You built this team, So if DCL's not doing it, play Lucas Mecha.
So I was going to ask you about that. So Calvert-Lewin is Leeds' worst culprit. He's missed all 5 big chances, all of them.
Yeah.
Most glaring miss of the weekend came from Mecha, who diverted a near post header worth 0.69 XG. Brendan Aronson, Jack Harrison, Jayden Bogle also missed presentable opportunities. But therein lies the problem as well, is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is our worst culprit, missing 5 big chances. Not 1 goal from 5 big chances. Because that header against Wolves, it weren't big chance, Joe, was it? Not a chance.
Arguably the hardest one of all of them, yeah.
Exactly. So, but then I can't advocate for saying Calvert-Lewin has to come out, because I have no faith in Mecha. I'm sorry, I don't. And Pirro can't play as a lone frontman.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't think Mecha's played enough, and especially not since the first 2 games. Again, when we started to
create
create chances.
His record stacks up over.
No, I know that.
Career.
I know that. I know that. But I judge him what I've seen of him in a Leeds United shirt. And then the first 2 games where you've already pointed out, we weren't creating chances. He was very good for us. He held up the ball really well. He's very strong. He's physical. He does all that stuff that Dominic Calvert-Lewin does. Arguably, he's probably better at a ball at his feet, holding players off than Calvert-Lewin, where Calvert-Lewin's better in the air at that stuff. But you've got these strikers, and you can't. I don't feel as a manager you can complain about the striking options you've got when you're not playing one of them. You know, you've decided that DCL is your man, and we all knew it was going to take Calvert-Lewin time to get back up to speed and get used to playing matches again, and then get used to the players around them and how we create chances. Against Burnley, I don't think we created really anything clear cut for him. I thought he was very isolated. I thought Harrison and Aronson both stayed way too wide and didn't get close enough to him to try and feed off him or support him. Other games, he's had chances that he definitely should score. But we knew that it was going to take him a couple of weeks to get into his stride. It was what Leeds could do in the meantime around that. And arguably, we didn't do enough. We haven't done enough with other players to get the goals. And when Okafor is not in that side, there's no creative spark. So you've got to think of, we talked about this at the start of the season as well. If it's not working the way you're doing it, you've got to look at changing the point of attack. You've got to look at changing how you're playing, you know, but we haven't. We've played the exact same way in every single game with the exact same players in every single game. And then the other point, which I don't want to swing it back to the defensive stuff just yet, because I don't want to talk about this, but if you're conceding goals at the rate Leeds are conceding them at right now, 6 goals in the last 3 games, which Daniel Farke doesn't want to talk about. He deflected again away from that yesterday when he was asked about it. He started talking about defensive players. And like, well, that's a different set of circumstances. If you're not scoring goals and you need to pick up points, then you need to make sure the back door is closed firmly and you're not conceding goals. Because if Leeds keep clean sheets in the last 3 games, Leeds pick up 3 points. And that's what's important. It's about picking up points. You can't just cavalierly go into these games and go, we're going to just keep playing the way we're playing. But Daniel, you're conceding too many goals. You're picking the same defensive block, the same back 4, the same midfield 3. And you're shipping goals at an alarming rate right now, where in the first 2 games of the season, we looked solid. We looked very aggressive, very intense. And now we look a little bit calmer, a little bit softer, and a little bit easier to cut open. Teams against us are scoring goals with very few chances being created, which tells you that we're giving up good chances. So he's got to balance this out. That's the manager's job. It can't just be one way with a manager. He's got to look at his cards and say, right, I don't have the full deck. I don't have the attacking options that I want. So how do I pick up points along the way until I get to January and then get them? By making sure you don't concede goals. And that's what he has to do. And I would say for the goals that Leeds have conceded in the last, since Arsenal, the amount of ball watching that we do from defensive situations is alarming as well. Like, they've got to start being harder to play against. And I mean, as in, teams can sit back against us and let us have the ball because it'll be slow and it'll be tippy-tappy around the edge of the box, and these might not create anything clear-cut. And if they do, again, with that statistic, they probably won't score. But we can, because we'll get a couple of chances. They'll give us them, and we know we can take them. And that's the problem for Leeds right now.
I was just having a look for it as well as you were speaking, just so I can pull up upon the data. I haven't been able to find it, but what I can see is something that Dom's just put in the chat. Only 3 clubs have less XG against than us. We're the 4th best defensive teams in terms of restricting chances. So
they conceded 6 goals in 3 games and 7 in the last 4. No clean sheets since the 30th of August. So, I mean, the statistics can tell you one thing. Yeah. The big statistic is the goals, and that's telling us a different thing.
But if we were to go through them goals, so if I were to go through...
All preventable. Every single one's preventable. They're all
2
mistakes.
against Spurs. 2 against Spurs were deflections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue that Pascal Strout doesn't engage the player either twice.
Fair. We could go all the way back, couldn't we? But so them 2, the Bournemouth one, the first one is the stupid free kick where Aronson fucking doesn't lay down. The second one, it's a ball into the box. That's a lapse in concentration. I just don't think.
Wolves and Fulham.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Wolves one. Oh, the Wolves one. That's the one good goal actually, where I was impressed with the way that they play.
But Fulham, we switch off again, and against a late goal. We've conceded some late goals again. Again, we conceded late enough against Burnley
but that
as well.
Fulham goals, it's mental, man. It's mental.
It is mental, but the point being though, and you can talk about luck till the cows come home. And Daniel Farke keeps talking about unlucky and unlucky. You make your own luck in football. You know, you outwork teams if you can't outplay them. You know, you shut the door and you become really tough to beat. Sean Dyche's going into Nottingham Forest. Watch that back door shut like that. That'll be the first thing he does. Let's get that sorted so we stop conceding goals, because a 0 means a point. Guaranteed points. So let's sort that out. You can call it whatever you want. We did it with Marcelo Bielsa. We said it as well. We did it with Jesse Marsh as well. We said it as well. Every single one of these managers, there's always criticism. There's always positives as well. I think Farke has done some good things this season. I thought Everton, Newcastle, he was spot on. I thought against Wolverhampton Wanderers, he got it bang on as well. There's a little bit of a drop off in those games that I don't like, but outside of that, he's managed those games very, very well. But then you look at the other games and you go, well, there's areas to be criticized as well. He doesn't get a free pass, and no manager at any level should ever get a free pass. I saw somebody put a tweet out saying none of this is Daniel Farke's fault. Of course it is. Of course, part of this is his fault. He picks the team. He picks the tactics. And if players are making the same mistakes week in, week out, you got to change the team. If you don't change the team, then it comes back onto your shoulders. The buck stops with you. You're the manager. And if it doesn't turn around, ultimately every manager will lose their job if they don't get good results. So,
but I tend to agree with that tweet, Joe. I do.
6 goals in 3 games, the exact same 11 in all 3 matches. You made no attempt to change that. You've still conceded 2 goals per game.
So what I would say is, them in how many matches?
3. 6 conceded in 3.
Right.
No clean sheet since August 30th.
Right. So what I would say is, I'm not concerned about the defense. That's just my opinion, right?
No,
we see things different. Of course.
Point.
I think that had we have been able to score goals, then we wouldn't even be worried about that. I don't look at any of the goals and go, oh my God, we've been carved open. The Arsenal's the only game where I go, fuck me, we're all over the shop. Every other game.
And even at that, we did a breakdown of the goals against Arsenal. And the amount of ball, there was 2 corners where Leeds players didn't look at any player they were marking. They were all watching the ball. All of them. Ethan Ampadu against Burnley is fixing his socks at one point before the ball, where he's, instead of getting out to the position he's supposed to be in. You know, I mean, this is where the manager is culpable. He hasn't done it directly himself. Daniel Farke hasn't walked onto the pitch and made a mistake that's led to a goal. But he picks that 11 players, and he has options in those areas. He has defensive options. He has midfield options. If Brendan Aronson can start a game, Tanaka can start a game. I'm not saying that's the answer, but I'm saying he has options. And if he decides to go with the exact same team, it's the definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing time after time and expecting a different result. It could turn around in the morning, but looking at those 3.
Can I ask you a question?
The issue that is same for me.
Of them 3, so for me, I understood why he went with the same lineup as for Burnley. The only change being Harrison.
It's Burnley. You should beat them.
Yeah. And also the 2 previous performances against Tottenham and Bournemouth, we were top notch.
I know.
So why change it?
Because you conceded 2 goals in each of those 2 games, and you conceded 2 again against Burnley. So
you're going to concede, though. This is the Premier League.
But we didn't against Everton. We didn't against Newcastle. And we set up differently. The point I'm being is, at certain moments, if you know that you don't have all of the deck of cards you need, you've got to tweak it. You can't just go, well, this is my philosophy and we're going to go with it. Jack Harrison and Brendan Aronson wide, we've been here before with this. We know what the result of this. We've seen this movie. They work hard. They run around. They tackle. They press well. They don't create, right? So he knows he hasn't got that for this game. So then the tactic has to be a little bit different. At the bare minimum, come away from Burnley with a point. At the very minimum, come away with a point. So maybe look at setting up a little bit differently, because you don't have the players. And that's the point that I make. A lot of managers will look at a system. You look at the Premier League every week, teams are rotated, systems are tweaked, players come in and come out all the time. They play teams based on the opposition they're playing against. Leeds should have had enough on the pitch to beat Burnley, but Daniel Farke has played Burnley 3 times with Leeds United. He's yet to score a goal against them. You know, so just he has to review that and look at it and go, look, right now, we're conceding probably too many goals. Maybe there's a little bit of a reset needed. Players are getting used to each other now, so we know we're getting more attacking options as well. But maybe we just need to be a bit smarter and, again, make sure the back door is closed, because when I go through the goals, they're so preventable. I mean, the first goal against Burnley, Jack Harrison doesn't press the ball. He stands back with his hands behind his back, doesn't cut the cross out. And that's not a Jack Harrison issue. That's a Leeds United issue. The amount of crosses that have come into the box this season where no one has attempted to block the cross. It's just let the ball come in. that's an issue because that causes secondary issues. Then you have Anton Stack switching off and wandering away from his man, a free header in the 6-yard area. Criminal defending. And then the second goal, it's a missed pass by Pascal Struijk. Then he gets back level with the player and doesn't make a tackle. Then they go back into the outside and it's a little pass between two players. Man, just take Anton Stack out of the game completely. Give a free pass in. Ethan Ampadu's fixing his sock in the penalty area when he should be in the midfield area. He's the deepest player that we have. He doesn't get out to the player and he gets a free shot and goal. It's a great shot. But the player himself even turned around and said, I looked up and realized the Leeds goalkeeper wasn't set. So there's another problem. The keeper wasn't ready. The defense wasn't set and they had time and they conceded again. Every single goal is preventable. These are not systemic tactical issues that are causing us to concede goals. But Daniel Farke also picks the personnel, not just the tactics. So if you're not doing what I'm asking you to do, you're coming out, mate. The whole point of this squad, and we talked about it at the beginning of the year, was there was good options to replace players and players be looking over their shoulder knowing I have to play well or I come out of this team and then I lose my spot. And on the appearance, and that's all it is, of the way it's going right now, it appears you can concede goals, not play particularly well, and still keep your place in the team the following week. And that breeds contempt on a bench as well. These players have got to know that if I have a bad game, I'm out of the squad, I'm out of the team. But right now, players haven't been playing well. He's saying Stack had an injured rib and a broken finger. Play Tanaka. Play Tanaka then. Play Gruev. Play somebody else.
Sure, you know, and I think that. I think for me, this is clinging on to something. You've played football. Yeah. Footballers carry injuries. You were carrying injuries when we played in the Content Cup, man. You were broken.
I am broken.
That's what I'm saying. But you played through that 90 minutes, right?
I did. Yeah, but the point that's it's a valid point. Especially because a lot of players will hide injury. I played with ankle injuries for a long time when I wouldn't tell anyone about it. They won't be out of sight. But then it comes back to the manager. Where's your balls? How big of a manager are you to say, you're not fit? Gruev's coming in and playing in this game against Burnley because he played against them last year and he can do a job against Burnley. Gruev comes in. He wasn't away on international duty. He can come in and play. You know, there's things you can do.
People hate Gruev, though. And now we're saying play him. I know that's not you.
I'm not saying play. I'm not saying play anybody. I'm saying he has options to do different things if they're needed. He's choosing right now to stick with this 11. And there is a point where you start to have to look at it and go, if you're going to keep picking this team, then the criticism comes off of their shoulders onto yours because you're the one putting them out there. Right now, it's on their shoulders. Right now, it's you're not working hard enough. You're not defending well enough. You're not switched on for 90 minutes. You're letting players run past you. You're too slow in your build-up. Right now, it's players. But if he continues to pick those players and they continue to do the same thing, then it comes back to being, well, you're the one putting that lineup out there and you're the one not changing it. So it then all of a sudden becomes, well, it's the manager's problem because he's fully aware of what's happening on the pitch and he's choosing not to change it. Now, again, maybe he's not happy with the options he's got. Maybe he doesn't like the bench, but he's had 3 separate summer windows to build this squad over time. This is his team. This is totally his team. Now, whether he likes the statistic signings or not, there are players that are there that can do a job for him if he decides to change it. But he's not holding anyone culpable for defensive errors. He won't even talk about it.
Do you think he's got all the tools that he's at his disposal?
Not in attack. No, not in attack. He doesn't.
It's
but he does defensively.
That attack, Joe, I think.
But he does have defensive ones, Joe, and he's conceding too many goals. And that's going to put you down. That's what's going to relegate us is what's going in the back because instead of a point, it's a 0. You're coming out with 3 games with nothing when you could have come out with 3 games with 3 points.
I don't think the defensive issues are that big, but let's talk about them stills you've got and let's bring them up and then I think that's only fair. Because I look at it and I go, well, I'm not actually that too concerned, but you are right in what you're saying in that we've conceded 6 goals or however many it was. Here we go.
3.
There we go.
So basically the point of this is to show where the issues are. And they are individual errors. All of them are. Like the first one here is the first goal. This is Jack Harrison's position here. Actually, I'll put the fancy light on. That's Jack there. And you can see by his hand movement, his hands have gone in behind his back. And he stood there like that, right? Now, he's too far away from Kyle Walker to be doing that. But again, other players have done that this season for Leeds as well. And that gives Kyle Walker a chance to cross the ball, which he does. And then you look in here, Anton Stack has already switched off. Completely switched off. But then you've got Ethan Ampadu's here marking nobody. You've got Pascal Struijk here. Joe Rodon's keeping an eye on the guy here. This feet that are sticking out here. That's where Joe Rodon's focus is. There, if you take it on then, and you move on to the cross coming in, he's now moved away. The next one, there's the free header. Roland's trying to react late to it, but Stack is still in the exact same position.
Stack's
he hasn't moved an inch, which is ball watching. All right, everyone else has moved. Ethan Ampadu actually ran away. He's ran out, but Stack has decided, I'm fine. That's where the goal comes from. And when you look from the back angle, the gap between the two centre backs.
He went in between the two centre backs, free header, couldn't miss. You know, it was embarrassing.
They're all defenders. So if they can't do that, put a different defender in. You've got two other ones that you're not using right now. You got a 15 million.
So what I would say in response to that, though, the defenders had their man. It was Stack that didn't.
It was Stack, yeah, fair. It's a defensive block. And include the three, because he plays a 3-man defensive midfield. They're 3 defensive midfielders that he's got in that side.
Yeah.
So they're defensive players. And Stack is there to attack the ball. He's very good in the air. That's the first one. That's 2 things there. 1, block the cross. 2, stay with your man. Goal doesn't happen. Very, very easily preventable. And I would say fairly basic enough stuff. Because I've heard them at the level I played at. I've seen schoolboys told that as well. Block crosses. Stay with your man. You know, stay tuned. And
you know what's frustrating about that as well? Harrison actually stopped it going for a corner and put it out for a throw.
Put out for throwing, yeah. But that was actually before that. It's actually Carl Darlow's fault initially because it's his clearance that doesn't go into the right area. So again, point that I'm trying to make. I
remember praising him, saying, "No, he's put it out for a throw. Happy days," and then they went and fucking scored from it.
Yeah, but he needs to go to the man. The danger's the ball, and I was always taught the ball is the danger. If you're the nearest man, get to the ball quick as you can. Now, Jack has his hands behind his back to not give away a free kick, but you're outside the penalty area, Jack. If it hits your hand, it's the same angle of a cross. Doesn't matter. You're not in the penalty area. If you're in the penalty area, fine. But again, not a Jack Harrison necessarily issue. There's been lots of the defenders this year have done this. If you go back and look at all the goals and watch this weekend and see if Leeds are preventing balls from coming into their penalty area. The second one is just, there's so many issues with the second one. The first one's Pascal Struijk has it here. You can see Gabby Goodmunson has his arms out wide. He's screaming for the ball. But if you look at Kyle Walker's body shape, he's already read the pass. He's actually moving forward. He's leaning forward. He's ready to go. This Struijk under hits the ball. Walker wins it. Now, Struijk is still in a really good position. Ampadu and Rodon are bursting their arses to get back. He can cut that ball out. This is similar to Gyökeres versus Arsenal, except where it goes in the end. He's dead level with him at this point. Now, he can either lean into him, put him out of play, commit a foul here, stop him from playing. Within a couple of seconds, he's lost him completely. He's now yards behind him. So he starts to run infield, and Joe Rodon starts to cut across to try and cut the ball out. And you see here, so ball's passed around. And there's 2 issues there. Ethan Ampadu now is the deepest lying Leeds United player, which is fine because it was a counter-attack and he's trying to cover pitch. But now he's got to get out. Now, just before this, I took this screenshot. Ampadu bends down and pulls his socks up. So he obviously thinks the danger's gone here. We've got enough bodies, which we do. We do. We have plenty of players. Struijk's back in position. Joe Roland's over here coming back, and Anton Stack is here. Goal scorer is right here. When it goes back 1 step, this was really interesting because a single pass creates the space for the goal. So again, right now, there's Struijk. Ethan Ampadu is... Where is Ethan Ampadu? There. Right? So he's still in the wrong position. Still hasn't gotten out. Should be here probably at this point. Because Sean Longstaff, you go back 1 step, there's Sean Longstaff. And there's Sean Longstaff. So he's already started to get out into his natural position in midfield to try and close the gaps. Ethan Ampadu is still in the same position. What happens here is these 2 players just do a little 1-2. Passes it into him, passes it straight back. And when that does is, it moves Anton Stack completely out of the way because he follows the ball and doesn't stay in his position. Ampadu is still here. Longstaff is now out here. Ampadu should be here.
Yeah.
He's not. He's still, but why is he here? I don't know. The defense is set. Joe Rodon is telling all of them, you can see with his hands out, get out. But they don't. They stand there. Stack's out of the way. Ball's passed into him. He turns. Struijk and Ampadu are standing still in front of him. Again, neither of the 2 of them make an attempt to run to block that shot. They just stand exactly where they are. And the ball goes in the top corner. So if you go through that, there's so many. Stack realizes he made an issue there as well. There are so many players. Like there's Pascal Struijk's initial pass, chance to cut out the pass. Ethan Ampadu not getting back out into his position quick enough. Anton Stack being taken out of the game with a simple pass that really shouldn't take anybody out of the game. And then Ampadu and Struijk not pressing the ball. So when you look at that, that's completely 2 very, very preventable goals that are caused by players not doing the basics. And for me, if you continue to do that, I'm taking you out of the team. Because it tells the players on the bench, it doesn't matter what you do on the pitch, he's picking them anyway.
Yeah. So, but with that in mind, though, do you not feel that we're going to see changes based on what the manager said? Do you feel that will happen?
I'm in two minds with it. I think his hand will be forced a little bit. I think Stack has to come out at this point, and he needs to put Tanaka in a little bit, because Tanaka just looks after the ball a lot better than any of the midfielders. He's much better possession than the rest of them. The rest of them can be a little bit sloppy at times and tend to kick the ball without looking where it's going necessarily. And Anton Stack is not a player naturally in the position he's been asked to play, and he's more of a sitting deep line midfielder, but that's Ethan Ampadu's position, so he has to wait. So Tanaka for me has to come in there. And if Stroke is ill or if Ampadu is ill, that might force his hand and he just makes those two changes and we see how it goes. But if they are fit, I have a funny feeling he'll go with the exact same 11.
See, I don't. I think we see a change at goalkeeper. I think we see a change at centre-back. I think Tanaka comes in for Stroke. And I'm hoping that we've got James and Okafor either side of Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. That's where I think it will be, but I mean, now if we were to look at the chances, let's say for example them chances that we've missed. So we had Bogle, Metcher, Calvert-Lewin in the last game. I think was it? No, Aronson, Bogle, and Metcher, right? So I know we've conceded these goals as well, but obviously we should have more goals than we're than we've got. And obviously goals change games, and we've got, was it 5 games or 7 games we've gone behind in first? Yeah, that's 7. That's first time in a long time. That needs to change. Agreed. That maybe that's a mentality issue. Louis, stop being facetious, because obviously it doesn't mean that. If we have the same lineup, then yes, that is on the manager. But I would, and as I've said to you before, Louis, I understand why he went with the lineup against Burnley, because it should be enough to beat Burnley, and the last 2 performances 100%. Were good enough. So don't be a dick, mate. If you're going to be
I'd also say, Joe, there's 3 sets of blame, and they're all equal. There's blame at the ownership for not completing the team, not 100%. Getting that creative player in. So they have culpability. Farke's got culpability because he needs to start being a little bit more flexible. He needs to start being. You can't just go, well, that's the system I play.
Yeah,
you've got to figure it out, mate. And then the players on the back of that, I don't see anybody on that pitch trying to grab players by the scruff of the neck and go, fucking pick it up a little bit, will you? Bit more intensity, get at them, get out and press the ball. Rodon screams his head off for 90 minutes and they just get on with it around him. It's like he's the only player telling people this isn't good enough. I want to see that from the rest of them. So the players, once they go out, cross that white line and go onto that pitch, they're responsible for what they do. The manager's done his job. He said his thing. The next time he gets a chance to speak to them is half-time. But in that first half and second, and we started the second half so slowly in recent matches as well.
Yeah.
All of that needs to be tidied up by the players themselves. They're responsible for that. So you can put all 3, line them up and go, I can point a finger at every single one of you and say, all of you are culpable for what's gone on the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So fix it.
Yeah, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. And look, if we don't fix it, Joe, then we're going to go down, aren't we? Ultimately. Yeah.
But it'll go in this order. If we don't fix it, players will have to come out. And if players don't come out and we don't fix it, the manager will be replaced. That's what they'll do. That's how football works. That's what they'll do. And then if we go down, it's a result of, again, not getting the players in that we need in the right areas, players not being good enough or accountable enough on the pitch, and the manager not being willing enough to change things when he had to change things. So all of that will come together. So ideal situation, he's a little bit more flexible at the weekend. He changes the team. I don't want to hear about established team because it's now my Daniel Farke bingo card. He will just say, well, they're an established side, we need to respect them. I don't want us to respect anybody. I want Leeds to be aggressive. I want a manager go into the press conference, sit down and go, we're going to go at them. We're going to give it everything that we have and we'll try and get some points in this game. I don't want to hear we're the underdogs to Burnley. I don't want to hear they're an established side. We've got to be careful.
But but what's wrong in being honest though, Joe?
Okay. If that's honest, I'm not that kind of person. I would look at teams and go, I don't give a shit where you are in the league. I'm going to go at you. I listened to Scott Gardner from 21s talking about playing against Bilbao, and he said his whole approach to all of the games has been identify their weaknesses and get at those weaknesses. When I listened to Daniel talking the last 2 weeks, it's they're a very good side. They're an established side. They're the home team. We've got to be respectful. Enough of that.
See, it
a bit more aggressiveness. But it might mean nothing. It might mean nothing, and it might be a personal thing. But I want to see us go. Yeah, we can get points here. We can.
Yeah.
And West Ham were horrendous.
We should be beating West Ham. I don't disagree.
West Ham.
Yeah.
Because if we don't beat West Ham, then if we lose to West Ham, then you've got Nottingham Forest and Brighton next. And if you don't get results in them, the December run is rotten.
Yeah, then we're really in trouble. I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, mate. I don't. I think
these 3 games are a chance to get those points up so that we can carry the point per game into those matches.
Agreed. That's why we need a win so we can give ourselves a bit of breathing space again going into the next 2. I agree with you there, mate. I don't disagree. Do you not think we're supposed? See, my thing is where we're supposed to be right now. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. It's a funny one because I do agree with that, but at the same time, and this is why I keep coming back to, I think this side is better than it is because you look at, again, the possession data in all of our matches. We've outshot every single side bar Arsenal that we played against this year, considerably much more. So there's more in this team. So then that's where you get to, well, I'm really disappointed we are where we are because on paper, we should be higher up than we are. But again, you look at that 17.7% missed and you're like,
it's bad, isn't it?
If that was there, we wouldn't be where we are. We'd be significantly higher in the league table. So, and this can all turn around very quickly, but and maybe Leeds are better against better sides. Maybe we'll go up against the Liverpool's, Manchester United, Manchester Cities, and we'll get points against them. Maybe we will, but it's there's little cracks there right now that I would be concerned. And I'm always naturally more critical, but I'll always look for where the cracks are and will they turn into being, massive issues down the road. So right now I'm going, we've got to start closing players down. We've got to stop allowing free shots. We've got to stop allowing crosses to come into the box. We've got to do the basics better. And if we do that, then we know we'll create chances to score goals and we can go and win games. But we've got to make sure that we're harder to score against and that we're not giving up easy chances and making silly mistakes as consistently as we have. Because again, if I'm the manager and to give Daniel Farke a bit of space and a bit of credit on this, I'm banging my head against the wall going, what do you expect me to do when he won't block the cross? So, but my takedown on that would be drop him because he won't do it again.
Drop him. Didn't block the cross. Drop him. That's you done.
I'm a hard manager, and I always was a hard manager. But you've heard me shouting on a pitch playing beside
100%,
me. Right? We're here to do a second job. Let's get and do the job. But I've told players, if you don't do that, you're not. I've told players going out at halftime, you've got 10 minutes. Fix it. You're coming off. That's straight. That's simple. The threat is there. If you don't sort out the problem I've got with you, you won't be on the pitch long enough and you won't be starting next week either. So fix it or else. And I think there's a lack of accountability in the 11 that's out there at the moment. I think they all feel a little bit safe. But they're all
I'll be shocked if he doesn't change it. I'll be shocked
if he annoyed if he doesn't. I'll be really annoyed if he doesn't. But then they might go out and get a win. I mean, Jack Harrison scored 3 goals against West Ham the last time he played against the Leeds.
I know, we all remember that. Yeah.
Maybe it's there. And I want to see the wingers going at people. I don't know why all of a sudden Leeds wingers don't attack players anymore.
But I don't think our wingers have it in them, Aronson and Harrison. That's Okafor and James. I think it's a different story.
Nonto used to do it. Harrison used to do it. And now they don't do it anymore.
He's had that trained out of him by Sean Dyche, man.
How about Nonto?
Yeah, Nonto, but we've not seen him this season. I think Nonto does.
Really, yeah. I hope he does.
I hope he makes the bench. I hope Okafor. I mean, what would be your ideal lineup then, mate? Would you switch the formation going into this one?
Yeah.
You would, yeah?
And the reason for it is there's not a huge amount of training needed with it because a lot of them are very familiar with it already from the national sides, right? And again, going on where you've got more players than other areas, you could put Rodon, Stroke, and Be All in there. That's a good 3-man back, keeps you nice and solid. You get the best out of your 2 fullbacks becoming wing backs, so they like to get forward. That 3-man midfield stays exactly the same as it is. No issues there. And your 2 up top, you go with Mecha or DCL, and you get Joe Pirou. And then maybe we finally get to see Joe Pirou in the position that we're all being told is his best position as a second striker. And then you get that partnership. And then DCL gets someone to support him. That's what I would do. Given that he won't do that, given that he won't change his formation, most managers don't change formation mid-season, I would like to see Bial come in at left centre-back, although he's not naturally played in the 2, but I'd like to see him come in at left centre-back. I'd like to see Tanaka come in for Stack, although I've been critical of Ampadu right now. Ironically enough, I rate him as probably our best player this season. What he does around the pitch. He's tidy on the ball. He sweeps very well. He wins second balls easily. I love that about him. but I hold him to a much higher standard because I think he's a much better player in there as well. So I expect more from him. But that's the only changes I would make. Outside of that, you've got what you've got. If Nanto is fit, I start him ahead of Harrison. If James is fit, I start him ahead of Aronson. And you try and change it a little bit and get a little more attacking players. It's again, we're back to what we said that after the end of the window. It's a really workmanlike side, so it's not always enjoyable to watch it because you're trying to grind results out.
Oh, yeah.
If you change the wide man, if you have got a Nanto or a James or an Okafor, it makes it a bit more exciting, a bit more unpredictable. And I just think right now, we all predicted that lineup against Burnley the day before. All of us did, which means the sports analysts at Burnley have been looking at that for 2 weeks.
But it was the right lineup for me anyway.
It was the only lineup, Joe. It could be, again, based on the fact that Daniel Farke wouldn't change the system, that was the only lineup he could possibly pick. You know, and then you look at the players in the park, and we can be a bit predictable in how we build up our place. We need to change it a little bit and freshen things up. And I think the likes of an Okafor, James, or a Nanto would do that for us as well and make it a little bit different, you know, and not as predictable. But again, that's the players.
I can't help but think you're overly harsh, Joe.
I always am. Because I want them to be better. I'm not happy to say, yeah, I'm fine with us conceding 6 goals. Fucking no. I'm not. Stop conceding goals. You don't concede goals, you won't go down.
Do you worry though if we do shut up shop that we then struggle to create?
I think you've got to get a base first.
High, don't we? We look for high turnovers.
And we do. Come here, my notes for the game against Burnley were the first 20 minutes. Excellent high press, they can't get out. But then we stop doing it. And every game we start with this, and it's great, and I like it, and we're very good at it. We're winning the ball. I think we won the ball back in the attacking third more than most sides this season in the Premier League. But then we get to like 25 minutes in, and we stop doing it. And like, why are we switching off? Like Farke did talk about it, that the players have been told, and Longstaff said it as well when he got the players, stop doing this. Like, you get at them again. Yeah. But there has been this mentality, you just kind of just drop off a little bit after 15, 20 minutes, and then now the opposition get to play a little bit. And we're at our best when we're in their faces. Everton, Newcastle, 2 standouts for me. They didn't get an inch to breathe. And the amount of times we turned Everton around and sent them back to their goalkeeper. And you look the game since the Newcastle game, and teams have been able to play against us a little bit easier. There hasn't been that hard-hitting tackle in midfield. Nice early in the game. I haven't seen anyone crack into anybody like Longstaff did with Guimaraes. You know, I want to see us, like Ampadu did with Dewsbury Hall. The physicality and the intensity has gone out of the team a little bit in the last few weeks. And I want to see that come back, because that was the foundation that got us 2 clean sheets and 3 points. And that's what I want to see us build on. And they're getting more used to each other now, so they should be able to adapt to both. But we need to make sure that we're more accountable in front of our own goal. Yeah.
Okay. Time will tell. We will see what happens on Friday. If we lose, Joe, where you at?
You've got to win the next 2.
I'm pressing you here. I'm giving you the high press.
Next 3 games, he's in trouble. He's in trouble, because they won't just lie down and go down. They'll change it. You know. So for his own sake, he needs to fix this. And then it goes away. A win on Friday night, the narrative changes. Weekend, win next week, or point away next week, whatever it is. Keep chipping away, and that all starts to go away. And then you're going into the likes of Man City and Liverpool going, we're not expecting to get anything from them. So if we do get anything, great. If we don't, well, look where we are versus where they are. Fair enough.
100%.
But it's the games but losing away to Burnley, that hurt, because that's a team that you need to be taking points off of. And West Ham will be the same. So it's the context of the points, not necessarily the points.
You are right. I mean, I'd half would have preferred, you know, a win against Burnley and then maybe a loss against West Ham, as mad as that sounds. I don't know. Is that right? I don't know. Probably not.
Not the way they've been. You could have argued a point and 3. If you got 4 points from those 2, it's not bad. Like, I was looking for 5. I thought 5 points out of these 4 games is okay. 7 is good. 9 would be phenomenal. But if you come out with it in less than 5, you're going into Christmas in the bottom 3.
Yeah. Joe, we said 6. Yeah, I haven't changed my opinion on that, bro. I asked Joe his opinion. I didn't speak on my own. I wish you would listen sometimes instead of just trying to press me to get me to say something. To it.
Stop reacting to it.
Yeah, I do. I know. I do react to it.
There's 9 points left to play.
I don't know, but I tell you, Thomas Smith, and I mean this, and I say this with chest. He'd have more goals than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I believe that. And I like Calvert-Lewin, everything apart from his goal scoring. He is literally a spicy Bamford.
I felt sorry for him against Burnley because he was completely isolated.
Yeah, he didn't have much, did he? Yeah.
No. We need to if you're playing with a 4-3-3 and you've got a player like Calvert-Lewin, when that ball goes to him, both wingers have got to come in field and head towards him, one beyond him and one in front of him. I played as a number 9. I'm tall. That's how I played. As the ball's in the air, one of you go beyond me, one of you come in front of me. I can knock it down or flick it on, but you've got to get close to him and work off him. You've got to, midfielders got to pass the ball into his feet and then get beyond him to try and link play with him. If you don't do that, there's no point in having him in the side. And there's no point in playing this formation.
Yeah, I agree with
again,
players. I watched West Ham on Monday. They were absolutely woeful. Defensively, they're all over the shop. I spoke to Lawless on Tuesday. He said as much. The defense is terrible. In terms of big chance conversion, again, they're poor, just like us. So, we just have to... I'd like a reducer early doors on Paqueta. Make sure... I mean, I do worry from the counter perspective with Somerville and Bowen and stuff, and we've got to watch that. But I expect us to be on top from minute one, a bit like we did against Everton, against Newcastle. Let's really get amongst it. And if we get 3 points, like you said, we're trending ahead again then, aren't we? And we can go, right, we can breathe a little bit.
That's all we've got to do is just keep kicking the can further down the road. That's all we've got to do.
Yeah.
You rattle them early, though. You get a couple of physical hard tackles in on them really early, and they're fragile. I mean, Nuno said it himself. Incredible comment to make, but he was being honest that his side are anxious right now. And if they've got anxiety about playing football, coming to Ellen Road on Friday night, you're scared to be Jesus out of them.
Exactly.
Pump them the first minute. Someone go in and just leather someone straight away at the beginning of the game.
Imagine if Farke said that. How would you feel? You go mental.
I'd be pissed off about it. Yeah, you would. Like it's George. But that's Nuno's a new manager, so he's coming in and saying they're anxious. I've got to fix that. If an existing manager after 2.5 years goes, well, there's an anxiety in that dressing room. It's like Jesse. They're scared. Fix it. Mm-hmm. That's your job. That is what you're paid £3 million a year to do. And I keep saying it. I'm not holding Daniel Farke to standards that I'm setting. I'm holding Daniel Farke to the words that he has said himself. And I just want to see him deliver on those. And if the players can back up what he's trying to do, we'll be fine. But if the players don't do it, then he has to change the players.
Yeah. And I think we will see changes. I think we'll see minimum 3, I think. The goalkeeper, Drought, and I think Stack. And I'm just hoping that as Jess just walked in, she's bringing you a brew. Bye, Jess. So we'll see. You've got a show tonight as well, I believe, Joe. Is that right?
Yeah, 7:00. I'll have the next half an hour. Yeah, I'll have the but we're calling it the stats pack, but match preview. Yeah, stats data, team guide, team news, form guide for both sides.
Who stats?
Oh, no, just me. It's called the stats pack. So it's just all statistics, all data, all form guide, team news coming into the game, but very little opinion.
Are the stats trending in a positive light for Leeds? Or?
Well, if you look at West Ham's last 5 games, no wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats. They have scored 4 goals away from home, conceded 6. They've conceded 18 goals so far this season. They have a minus 12 goal difference. They're actually better away from home than they are at home.
I know, that's I was just going to say. I worry about that. They've only won twice at home, I think, in a year.
One win at home. The scary statistic coming into it is Crescencio Somerville has only scored once for West Ham since he joined them. Pretty much a shoe in the score on Friday night then, isn't he? But it's last 6 meetings between the two sides, Leeds have won 4. So, West Ham have won 4, so it should be swinging back in our favour. Historically, Leeds have beaten them more than they've beaten us. So it's just going to swing back hopefully in our
It'd just be nice, wouldn't it, as a fan base, to be able to put aside. Look, when we win, no matter if you're pro Farke, you I don't know what's the opposite.
Anti-Farke.
Anti-Farke sounds like a vaccination. That if you're pro Farke, anti-Farke, if you're winning, it all has to go away anyway, doesn't it?
Of course, it does.
Yeah,
Paul said it very well on our pod during the week. He said if there's 10 steps in the ladder between being happy and sacking the manager, he's on about 3, step 3. And I was like, I'm about there myself, because I'm at the point where I need to start making some changes, Daniel. And if you don't, then I'm on step 4 or 5. And it's but there's, as I say, there are issues right now. And I said this to you yesterday. There are issues right now with Daniel Farke that are annoying me. Do I think they're sackable offenses? Probably not. But if he fixes them, it goes away. And they are very fixable. I mean, going through those goals again, they're all preventable. Start closing players down. Pascal Struijk needs to start closing players down. He doesn't do it, and he needs to do it, because his game is excellent outside of that one thing, and that one thing is causing balls to go past him. So he just needs to fix that, They fix those small little things, and they're all tiny little things, but you bring them all together, changes everything.
Yeah. For me, again, I know this is where we disagree. I just wish the strikers had fucking put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they could do that, then I won't need to worry about the defense. But
again, as a manager, I've played against sides where I'm like, they've got more firepower than us. They've got a better squad than us. We're going to defend today.
Do you think that's the right attitude going into this game, though?
No. In this one, I want to see Leeds batter them. Physical, hard, fast. Do things quickly. Stop walking around the pitch. We said it yesterday. There's so many times during that game where you looked up and went, why is nobody moving? Like Stroke and Rodon have the ball and everyone else in front of them is completely stood still. So we're not even trying to make space for someone to pass the ball into. You're not even trying to drag the defense. Again, that one pass between Anton Stack from Burnley, they always say it in football, you don't move the ball to move the ball. You move the ball to move the opposition. So Leeds don't do that quickly enough to move opposition to create gaps. It's too slow, and then the defense can just move with it. So just pick up the tempo. Gaps will appear. Take your chances.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Let's hope we can. Give us a score prediction, Joe. I've said 2-0. What about you?
I'm going to 2-0 as well.
2-0, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we're flying, aren't we? Then we're flying again, and we can save this type of chat for another few weeks when we lose a couple more. But yeah, it's been a month since we won, actually. It was a month ago we beat Wolves, so we could do with, win a month. That'd be nice. Question for you, if you can squeeze this in. Should Aronson have taken a touch? Mate, he didn't need to take no. He should have just fucking found the back of the net. It wasn't.
Bogle scores from there.
Yeah, 100%. Most of our teams score from that position, I think.
He hesitated. You could see he just took a little extra kind of half step, and then it was straight at the keeper.
Yeah. Tempo. That's what I was crying out for.
My baby knows it as well.
I did feel in that game, though. I was watching the game thinking, we are so much better than these. We just need to up it a little bit, and we'll be fine, even at 2-0. But we just didn't. We didn't up it. Really enjoyed the show. Great stuff. Yeah, same. It's been good. You can disagree and not shout, I guess, is the main point.
You can look at a game differently.
Yeah, that's also
absolutely okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely okay. Yeah, it also touched his. Exactly. It nearly went in. He nearly fumbled it in anyway.
I know, but if he finds the corner, it doesn't touch the goalkeeper. He smashed it at the keeper, and it bounces under the goalkeeper. If that goes in, you're giving out, but your goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Look,
you're right, Demola. Our home games,
vital.
Yeah,
vital.
They are. That's where we need to get our wins. And if we start getting beat at home on a regular basis, like after the Spurs result, which can happen, they're better away from home, then we have an issue. And that's when, even I, who's, front and centre FDL supporter, even I'll start to worry then. That's the Farke Defence League, if you're not aware.
Oh, I thought you were FFC. Farke Football Club. Farke Football Club.
Oh, really?
Farke, not Leeds. I'm a Farke fan, not a Leeds. I'm a Leeds fan, not a Farke fan. So
I don't like that, because people used to say that to me with Bielsa.
I was the same.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I just like the manager.
I just want to do their jobs. Yeah, I mean, look, managers come and go. Chances of Daniel Farke being Leeds manager in 3 years' time are probably slim anyway. So managers will come and go. So just when you're here, do the best you can, fix the things you can fix, sort out the team, get 3 points, and move on.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what it's about. But yeah, we'll see. Listen, folks, I was going to do a redirect over to Joe, but obviously that's in half an hour's time. So you'll be sat there, we dead air for a bit, unless I don't know. Joe's got it set for 7. It's set.
I haven't got it set up. No.
Oh, you haven't even set it up yet?
I've been looking at YouTube data all day, making spreadsheets to figure out if I'm in trouble. I'm not. We're not. We're okay. We're okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
Right. Okay. What I'll do in the interim, folks, we're trying to keep the redirects alive so we can support each other. That's all. I'm trying to see who's about at this time. When's Joe B about? Let's have a look. 8:15.
Nice time walking, isn't he?
Yeah, there's no one about now.
I am going to jump up. That's okay with you, me?
Yes, no worries. Yeah. Go.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate it.
No worries, Joe. Legend, as always. Thank you, Joe. Joe does have a show. Joe, I'll let him go. I'll stick around, and then when Joe's ready to go, I'll do a redirect. We can have a chat between now and then. I've got nothing better to do tonight, folks. So the luck's in. Watch Jer's link to channel. If one of my mods can put that in now, that'd be great. Any news with Nuruddin's channel? He's not been in touch, bro. He's not been in touch. I've followed him. He's not been in touch. He needs to get in touch. There's Jer's channel there, Leeds View. So make sure you do that. Mate, you don't have to apologize. Listen, there's a time and a place for that. It's just I was trying to have like a more chilled show with Jer, just back and forth. And, you know, I do get triggered by the comments. You know this. Yeah. So, but sometimes it's like, just let us have a chat and then we can do this. We can do this when I'm doing the solo shows. But I was just trying to have a chat. That's all. Yeah, listen, Man United fans think they're back. They think they're back. I'm sorry you think you're back. Maybe you are back, but I'm not so sure. It's too early, yeah? We've been here before, Sam. We've been here before, yeah? If we're shite, then what's 20th place? Well, we're not 20th, Sam. So the math ain't there, is it, broske? You're a good lad. You're always here, but the math ain't mathing. 1 second. I'm going to just message Jer. Let me know when you're ready to go, and I will redirect over. Anyone wants to discuss any talking points? I've got my heating on as well, right? It's boiling. But I don't know about you folks, but I've been waking up. Oh, it's lagging now. I've been waking up on the morning and it has been cold. It's getting that type of year, in it. Have you connected with Scott from Leeds Lens? Joe's a decent lad and you should mentor him, really. Tell him to drop me a message. I'll be real with you, though, BMG. I've helped a lot of people in the space, and sometimes it doesn't work both ways once a certain level has been reached. But that's not... I'm not tarring anyone with that, but I'm just a little bit more cautious with it, is what I will say. With some, that's all. But just, yeah. Thank you for doing these streams. Enjoy the conversation. Not a problem, brother. Joe, describe the qualities of the player who would transform this team. Someone with a low center of gravity, someone who's able to pick up the ball on the half turn, which Aronson can do coincidentally, but yeah. Someone who's good in tight spaces, great football IQ. I mean, this is a top player, a 10. I think I'm talking about your archetypal 10. Would be perfect for me, and I would be happy now with this lead side playing a 4-2-3-1 if we had a competent 10 for me, because I think it would work perfectly with Calvert-Lewin if you could get someone up and close for him. Yeah, low center of gravity, pacey. Yeah, like Rutter, he doesn't have that low center of gravity, but yeah, you could argue someone like Rutter. I'm thinking of someone small and diminutive. You know what I mean? Low center of gravity, picking it up on the half turns massive in it. You know, getting it rolling, your man, and then right here's a pass out to right wing, and I'm gonna run ahead of my striker. I think what we're lacking is a 10, or at least the option to be able to switch to that 4-2-3-1. We would have been perfect in the 4-2-3-1 against Burnley. You're down at the bottom. I can't see. Yeah. Mr. Swisher, big up to you, bro. He says, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'll say it. Man United are absolutely wank. Now point score, Sam. Big up to Mr. Swisher. I love it. As a Leeds fan, I honestly don't care who plays once we get a result. I just want us to stay up and build this team 100%. Who gets sacked first, Dyche or Hammering? I think they'll both be here. I think Bjorn needs to fight for his place, have it handed to him. Yeah, I think he'll have been fighting, I assume. Sounds like Somerville. I mean, Somerville was different gravy, wasn't he? Somerville is different gravy. Talking point, with all our best attacking wingers out, is there not a compelling case? This is what Jer's been putting forward. Maybe there is. I just think, I don't know if we'd have enough on the wings with just the wing backs and having them to defend at the same time as well. I don't know if that's doable. Man, I miss Rutter 100%. They list Aronson at 5'10". No way, no. Someone like Nonto, I don't know how to spell his name. Potentially, yeah. But who can play in the 10? Nonto gets a little bit lost there. What's your points prediction for Jan and early Feb? I hadn't even looked that far. If we had this team plus Rutter, Somerville, Gray and Solomon minus Aaron, yeah, I mean, 100%. I don't blame the manager for the lack of options going forward. I blame him for being inflexible against Burnley and thinking he didn't need to change. Yeah, maybe. Listen, the Harrison and Aronson thing, TJ, everyone's going to get on that with hindsight, but who else was he going to play? In terms of being inflexible, I think he should have changed it in-game because we didn't need the three-man midfield. I've said that. But the lack of options isn't down to him. The profligacy in front of goal isn't down to him. The conversion rate is there for all to see. I'll say it again, 3-5-2 isolates fullbacks too much. Yeah, overlap, underlap, it does. I tend to agree with you. If we beat Burnley, would you still have seen this as a must-win? Probably not, no. But I still would have liked us to get a win. But it's added pressure to this fixture now, yeah. Do you not think Goodmanson not? Bogle, yes. I mean, I don't see... Listen, I'd rather, if no one's available on the right, I'd rather he play Bogle there and put James Justin at right back. I can't lie. I won't lie to you there. Someone let me know when Joe's set up his stream. If you can. If he is, I don't know. We'll have a wait and see. Our misses against Burnley. Listen, I'll show you the article so you can see it. I know we've had a look just a second ago, but it's where it talks on here is, Leeds find themselves in the opposite camp, ranking bottom in big chance conversion rate after converting just 3 of 17. That's an issue, right? 3 out of 17 big chances. And 11 of those opportunities have come in the last 3 matches. So prior to that, yeah, 6. We had 6 chances in 5 games. Wow. That's mental. So at least we're creating chances now. And we've done so against very good sides in Bournemouth and Tottenham. Yeah, they're very good sides. But of them 11 big chances, we've only converted 1, and that was Noah Okafor. And you could argue it was a tap-in, right? Because Aronson shot Calvert-Lewin, but it is what it is. Goals of goals, and we scored. And then here again is an issue. Calvert-Lewin has been Leeds' worst culprit, missing all 5 big chances. But he didn't get anything against Burnley. It was more Metcha. And I know people are talking about Metcha, but Metcha isn't a goal scorer, hasn't been a goal scorer. And I worry about, listen, he looked good and being a battering ram against Newcastle or whenever it was, but how do you spell Nemecha, is it? How do you spell Nemecha now? Oh, it's on there. N-M-E. Sorry for yawning. If we look at Metcha, if we look at his history in terms of goal scoring, if we go in all comps. Sorry. Sorry. He's played 186 games and has 38 goals. The last time he scored over 5 was back in 22. You know? So I'll just show you this as well. And that's where I worry. So this is obviously all comps. So he has a goal for Leeds in the Premier League. That was the penalty, right? This is here. 3 there back in last season. That was, yeah, that was in the league. Couple in the cups. But the last time he scored over 5, yeah, was here, which was 21-22. Now you can look at that campaign and say, wow, he scored 14, but that's in the first division in Belgium. Gets his move to Germany, and then it's been pretty poor from them. But yeah, 8 goals is his best return really in a top 5 league. I mean, look at this prior. No goals. I mean, 18-19, he got 4 in the Championship for Preston. Must have gone on loan from City. Again, 15 goals there, but that's Premier League Division 2. So I just don't see how he's the answer. You know, that's my concern. And when we talk about Pirro, Pirro is... He just can't... look, yeah, DCL, even if he isn't scoring, he's still, he's still our best option, Louis, isn't he? That's the fact. Even if he's not scoring goals, he's still our best option because of everything else. What I would give for it, Jason, man. What I would give for it, my brother. What I would give for it. Listen, I just want to shout out Lockie and Andrea as well. Lockie and Andrea did a podcast earlier on, had a listen myself, going into the fine minutia detail of what's currently going on at Leeds. Busy, like Lockie's looking for a career in football. He's a busy guy right now. Please make sure you go and show some love to their show as well. That was. I'm just gonna see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so that was yeah, go and watch that. It's a great pod. The lads are smashing it. Oh, hang on. There we go. Go check that out. Farke be all lost out. What needs to change? Episode 6. So make sure you go and show some love over there as well. Just gonna pick up something someone said in the comments as well. Some little gimp here. You stop working with Just Joe now. He's back on the hard drugs? ? That was the question. I mean, Andrea's put him in his place. But if this person who's decided to put that comment, yeah, I'm going to mention a few things now. Yeah, you clearly watch me regularly. You know my struggles, what I've been going through recently, and all this sort of stuff. You clearly blocked on this channel, otherwise you'd have been saying stuff on there. That sort of shit there. Listen, I will say a prayer for you. I'm going to say a prayer for you personally because you watch me enough. Yeah, you watch me enough to feel the need to go and take that over there and mention a comment like that. So you are someone close in terms of watching me regularly. So look, well, I'll have our struggles. You're clearly having struggles yourself as a male, as a man, to want to try and drag someone down and make comments on YouTube. You're clearly having problems yourself. So I would like to reach out to you and put an olive branch out to you. Say, I forgive you for your comments. Life's not easy sometimes. And I'd be more than willing to have a chat with you if you want. Maybe even unblock you if you'd like, because it'll help, you know. Listen, life's hard, man. I've been going through it lately. I can't lie to you. You know, I'm working through therapy. You know, and that's been rough, man, but also amazing as well. Got a lot of trauma. I've had a fucking listen, you will be surprised and shocked, but it is what it is. My life is there. I've done good, and I've come a very long way from where I was. And my friends who I grew up with and people who know me from back then would tell you that. So I ain't perfect. No way. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. But yeah, all I will say is when I see stuff like that, it's like, come on, bro. Have love for your fellow man. Have love for your fellow man, fellow woman, whatever. We should all love. You know, you shouldn't be going on another pod, even mentioning my name first and foremost. Let the lads do what they're doing. They're smashing it. They're smashing it. They're great at what they do. And I love them both. We have not fallen out or anything, if that's what you think. We still speak regularly. They're doing what they need to do. And I'm proud of them for that. But you don't need to go over there and start mentioning my name. And start mentioning, oh, you stop working with him, now he's back on hard drugs. You don't know my story. You don't even know anything. You know that I've had time off from the channel. You're surmising what that may be. You don't know my story. You don't know me. But because you, it's one or two things, right? I've obviously upset you once upon a time on the channel. Please don't ever take it personally. It's YouTube. Or you're jealous. And that's where a lot of it stems from. I can do what he can do. Would be better at him than, so I'm going to tear him down. Yeah. Then fair enough. You do you, broski. But it's all love from my end. Sometimes I would react differently, but the place I'm in right now, I'm sound, I'm serene, I'm good. Hence the spectacles. Hence the spectacles. But yeah. Big up, Patrick. Takes more than that to drag me down, bro. To drag me down. You know? It'll be a year next month. My mum passed away, 16th of November. That's obviously going to be a difficult time. But, you know, we're here. I've got my children. I'm trying to show them the right way, you know? But yeah, I wanted to show up, but that comment he made just stuck with me. I thought I'm gonna have to mention it because it did not hurt. It was more a case of why? Why? Why didn't you say you stop working with Just Joe now? Question mark. You didn't need to be saying now he's back on hard drugs. Like what? That's like a dig at the same time. You know what I mean? Yeah, big up, man. Christmas Day last year. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Swisher. Yeah, it's been rough, bro. It's been rough. Exactly, Marco. It's been a year already. 16th of November. Yeah, it's not too far away, is it? Really? 2-3 weeks. Mental how quick time flies. But again, that's the thing, innit? Like we're here 1 minute and gone the next. Hey, all listening while doing the shopping in Morrison's helps. Big up to Ellie. What are you buying? What are you buying? Do you know what do you know, I'll tell you something, right? I was doing a dating profile earlier because I've realized I want to find a woman and get married and have all this, right? As mad as that sounds. But that's what I want. That's what I long for, right? But one thing I put is like, because one of the questions was, yeah, what is your ideal Sunday? My dream Sunday is a nice hike, a nice walkout, family round the table, and a Sunday roast. I haven't had a Sunday roast in ages, you know. Ages. 100% ages. I miss a Sunday roast. So Ellie, buy a Sunday roast. Make me a Sunday roast, will you? Success brings hate, stress. Yeah, it is. But I also think sometimes it's we should also bring light to that. I understand. Listen, mate, I get shot all the time. I did the podcast the other day for Who's Listening. I don't know if you'll have seen it on my Instagram. It's a good podcast, actually. You should go listen to it. And there's a little bit about my story and stuff. There's another one just come out now, actually. Invited me to collaborate on this, so I'm gonna review and accept. But you should go check this out. Hang on, let me. Because it's a great tag.
Did you watch Did you watch the Brian Clough film?
Yeah, of course.
That was good.
Yeah, it's good.
But historically as well, because you're too young, and I'm just a little bit too young. But you watch some of the clips from the early 70s, Leeds versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
And some of those tackles, dirty Leeds tackles.
We still sing about Chelsea because of that. Yeah, man. The older generation in my area were more so Leeds fans. So it was just fans. Dirty Leeds, man. We love that tag though. Right? This was a great experience, though. I can't lie to you. I just think it was a lightning in a bottle with Bielsa. Sometimes you know,
such an awesome
worked for him.
Certain managers for
the reason I spoke about them, sorry, just briefly, the reason I spoke about that is because they was on about the comments and stuff, and the lad who runs it said I used to just battle with them, and I said, you know what? I get to the point now where I don't even read. If I'm on different channels, I used to go back and see what they're saying. Now I don't even look at it. Honestly, it don't bother me like that anymore. But like I was sent that by someone, and I just, you know, I'm going to address that. Yeah, exactly. Boring groceries. You're buying ingredients for a Sunday roast? Yeah, man. Joe, do you still have a dog? Yeah, man. He's on the bed, man. He's always here. Billy, come here. What's this? Billy. He's always on my bed, man. Or in front of the radiator if the heating's on. Come here. Come here. People want to see you. Come here then. I've just woke him up. I can tell the way he's coming over. Come here. You tired? Come here, man. Come here. He's getting big now. Well, he is big, but ain't your son? Eh? He's like, why have you woke me up? Aren't you? Mate, if I didn't have him, fucking hell. He keeps me company for sure. Keeps me company for sure. Yeah, exactly, mate. I've got 2 girls and a boy. 2 girls and a boy. Wait, what channel was that? Yeah, Vega, it was on What's Listener. I'll get it up for you, man. They do a lot of short form content, but I'll get it up on the channel. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put it in the comments for you now, bro. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, no, it's great. Do you know what though? What I'll say for them as well, like the setup's fucking unbelievable. Such a professional setup. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's Newcastle Billy
as well, you know.
I just spoke about my
No,
Billy
he
there.
wrecked the club, but I mean, his
Something you'll see in the street. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you'll to be like, you know?
It's like people say, it's like if the result goes your way.
Yeah, so that honestly, it was great lads as well. So, go check that out. Go show some love in the comments as well. Yes, exactly, man. Yeah. The ASMR on that. Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that, Louis. Been women free for 15 years, only drama there. But how do you get your kicks, Bison, man? Yeah, I can imagine, Patrick. I can imagine. Yes, you know, Jamie. But yeah, go listen to that pod. Did I put it in the comments? Yeah. Go listen to that. Great lads. And where was I going with that? Yeah, they were talking about the comments and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was good. They actually are wanting to rent that space out. So that's their plan. They put a lot of money into it. It's a great setup. You can change the background, see the colours and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, okay, let's talk. So yeah. Maybe watch this space for future. But yeah, they're great. They've done a load of blind rankings. They did a load of blind rankings with me as well, which were fun. You know, like blind rank these strikers. And then they would just give me the names and I would try blind rank them. Blind rank these defenders. All them videos will go up. It was really cool, actually. That's for their short form content. Then it was like, can you tell me the most expensive buys, the top 10? Can you tell me the most expensive sales? Do you know what really shocked me? And I won't give it up because it'll be all over socials. Our top 10 Premier League goal scorers and how many goals they've actually got. It's brutal. You actually look at it and you go, fucking hell, that's embarrassing, actually. But we've been out of the Premier League for so long. But some of our top 10, I'm like, what? Eh? Couldn't believe it. Yeah, 100%. That's the aim, Luke. That's the aim. One day, mate. One day. It's something I've wanted. To be honest, like, you were telling me how much to pay rent, and then it's all the equipment and that. It's actually doable, but not yet. But in the future, yeah. It's just an office space, isn't it? A small office space, and then you just pay rent on that, you know? So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's a great setup, great lighting, great equipment and all that. So watch this space, but hopefully I'll be invited back. But show some love, yeah, show some love and go on over and say like, oh, we'll come over from Just Joe. Joe's going to be ready in a sec, I believe. Joe is going to be ready in 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do is send you on over. And you'll go straight on over there. Let me just do that now, actually, because I've not actually done it. 1 second. Leeds view. Just need to get his link. There we go. The stats pack, 7 p.m. Quite like that. Let me copy the link and then I can put it in my redirect. You're going to the top. Oh, love that, Robbie. That'd be nice, bro. One day, mate. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? The sky thing, man. That's sick. I love doing that stuff. Let me see if there we go. There we go. That's been saved. Also could go to Latin America and get a very good wife. Yeah. Yeah, big up to you, Mr. Swisher. Thanks for being here, bro. Chelsea and that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't always have to be thing. Legend, mate. Listen, after this, you go straight on over to Joe. He starts in 3 minutes. Go on over and put in the comments, Just Joe Raid. It's the attack, not the defense. It's the attack, not the defense. And I'll come on over and make sure you're doing that and watch that stat pack while I get ready to chill out for the evening. So thanks as always for tuning in. You're all legends. Thanks for the support as always. Big up to Ryan, who's become a member again. And yeah, go on over and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.